You are able to see my screen, right? Okay. Yeah. So yesterday we are talking about gateway to give the access to clients like front end web application or mobile or any REST client. If they want to access your backend applications, instead of giving backend URL directly, you can configure your backend URL in gateway and you can share gateway route URL to the front ends. So routing URLs we can configure here. So users, instead of the front end users or your any user who wants to access your application, either a front end or a mobile app or any REST client, it can be your application as well. Let's say admin to seller or seller to manager, if they want to call also, they will call via gateway. So in gateway we configure all our backend URLs with the routing URL. So users should call with routing URL and that will be routed back to your backend service, and response also will go back via gateway only. It will behave like a filter. It will behave like a filter, routing and filter as well. So every request should come to gateway. From here it should redirect to your backend services. Okay. Let me create few dummy applications. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Jetty and other two explained, right? Jetty and Undertow. Yeah, I give an example. I think you can check. Admin. Let's say I'm creating one service here. Let me go back. We used actually. I give an example with Jetty and Undertow. Just change the dependency. Built-in dependency you need to exclude and you need to add new dependency. We saw, right? Mm, So the gateway pattern we are discussing, right? Deployment, cross-cutting, communication, API gateway. When you want to give access to external APIs, API gateway we use. How do the clients of microservice-based application access the individual services? If this is the problem statement, then the granularity of API provided by microservices is often different than that the client needs. Microservices typically provides fine-grained APIs, which means that client need to interact with multiple services. For example, as described above, client need details for product, needs to fetch data from numerous services. Different client need different data. For example, desktop browser and mobile browser. Network performance is different from different clients. The number of services, instances, and the locations host plus port changes dynamically. Partitioning into services can change over time and should be hidden from the clients. Services must use a diverse set of protocols, some of which might not be web friendly. So the problems are typically what we can have they are telling here. Generally, as I was saying yesterday, right? Here your URLs might change, port numbers might change, your services altogether will change. So that should not impact to the clients every time if you give direct URLs. So between when you add gateway URL would be common. In case if there are any changes, we go to gateway and we do the changes there. So here give an example of product recommendation and revenue services via gateway, single entry point. All client API calls will come to the gateway. From here, they will be redirected. So the backends for front ends. Also, we can have uh, different clients can have different gateways. Also, we can have multiple gateways. We have a requirement that altogether complete request and response structure is changing. A different set of URLs I have for mobile UI, and for third parties I have different set of configurations and different set of securities I have. In such case, if you want multiple gateways also, you can have multiple gateways as well. They are calling it as backends for front ends. In case if you don't want same security, let's say within your domain you are using SSO for validating your request within your domain for web applications. When it comes to mobile or third party, you don't want use SSO, you want to use a public uh, something security. You want to verify with their username and password with OTP and all. I don't want to apply the same security which I have here. So for mobile apps and for third party applications, I don't want to share this URL which is used for internal. I may want a different set of security that is implemented in a separate gateway. Via this gateway, I will allow them. Simple, three entry points. One entry point will allow internal users, one entry point will allow mobile users, one entry point will allow third party users. In case if you want to club them, you can club, but based on the request which is coming from client, you should understand which client he is. Is he web client or mobile client or third party client? If else conditions you need to apply, then you need to filter their request. If it is one single gateway. Instead, if you have a separate gateway itself, you can understand from where the request is coming, and you can do appropriate, required security, or you can expect what parameters you can expect from mobile app. If it is a web app, what all parameters mandatory from the web app. You can have multiple gateways. Let me give example. Okay. Client 1, or its client. Let me create one more client. Yeah, one is Spring Web. Just creating client, or you may say services. Okay, it might confuse. Product service and one more customer service. Let me have one simple controller here. Products controller. I want to put a gateway for product and customer, and from that gateway I want to give access. So I'll be having here at the rate REST controller, request mapping, or I have products. So before request mapping is your local host and port number. Usually before this it will be local host. This one. Your application context you are saying, yeah, that you can. So context, servlet context name when you put right, that will come here. App name you can say. Application name. So this will be used when you want to use. So let me create public products, get products, get mapping. So list of products I want to return. So let me construct a product object here. Okay, let me create it outside. So I want to return list of products here. Uh, I will construct a dummy list and return it. I added in package. Created this in package actually. Instead of here, it might confuse, right? So that's why go that product equal to new product. Set product name, set product color, some price. I want to add list of products to my list. So product 1, So I want to add this list of products to a list object, list dot add product, product one. So three products are added. The same list I will return. When somebody call it, it will return the three products. To call it, we need to use URL product service slash product slash get all products. Then it will showcase server dot port is equal to 9090. Application running in 9090. So you can call localhost 9090 slash product service slash product slash get all products. So returning three products from there. Now directly we are giving this URL access to customer. Let's say if customer try to access this product service URL directly, in future whenever you do URL changes, you need to inform me if I change this URL and all. Instead we giving this access to third parties or our clients, either web or mobile. Between, if you can configure a gateway, via gateway we can give access to them. So here is our gateway application. Using Spring Cloud starter gateway dependency here, and gateway running in port number 5000. Eureka not required. For now Eureka is not enabled. So this routing we need to put here. Let's application name product service. We don't have load balancer. Just URL you need to give. URI. When somebody calls with this route URL, okay? When somebody calls product service slash just URL pattern. It's a pattern. URL pattern which end users request. End user, or you may say your client. You can give actually any link, any name here actually. So let's say if it is for web client, web product something. Oh, sorry. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. You are correct. So something from web, somebody requesting web product something URL pattern, if it is there, I want to map to this local host. You can give your host URL here. So the request will be mapped to this host. Remaining, let me call. So when somebody call web products slash, yeah, something that will be mapped to this local host. After this, for products URL is specific products slash get all products we have. So you need to use the same there. So then it will be mapped. Or else webbook products when he requests directly, if you want to map to this URL, you can redirect to it. So when somebody call web products, it will hit this service directly and it will bring response. So let's try. No, actually this is the path where client request. This is, if you remember web.xml file dispatcher servlet, how we configured something slash star that routed to our dispatcher servlet. So when somebody requests for this, yeah, this is just mapping. When somebody call web product slash get all products, something like this, then it will be mapped to this URL. There it will append that the additional URL which we submit, get products. Actually client need to pass request like this. So that request will be redirected to this URL. Within that URL, the sub URL, subdomain URL, it will fetch and it will call your products. So let me run this gateway in 500 and see how it will work. Okay, cannot connect. It's okay. So Eureka, actually dependency we added by default it is expecting, but it's okay. Let's see whether this gateway we able to access or not. Localhost 500. So this is gateway application. Here web products slash get all products. When I hit it should be routed. Web products. Okay. Web products slash. Okay. Product. Acha. Product service slash. Yeah, it is product service slash products. Already host is running in 9090. Okay. Gateway. gateway started, get all products, products service, products slash. So this is a predicate path. If I try with this, let me give same URL, predicate product service slash dot something, and up to localhost only given. Let's see. I'll call exact URL with 500. I'll just change the port number. In this host, it is working fine. So getting response. Just if I change host to 500. Oh, connection refused. Cannot execute request on unknown server. Urate. Oh, no, whatever it is, right? It is able to fetch in 900 port. We are able to get the products data. The same data we should get via gateway. Gateway is not alive. Get all products. Hmm. Okay. Get all products. Products. Okay. Product service. Okay. Okay. Let me restart gateway. This time what I will do, Eureka actually, let's comment it. Okay, product service anyway it is running. Gateway also running. Gateway again cannot execute request on unknown server. Connection refused to API gateway. Why it is hitting? Sure. This one is okay. These properties are commented. Here nothing. This one having simple filter. Apart from that, yeah, I'll do that. Add starters. Let me comment this. Which one? Eureka client. So no Eureka required. And in YML also, let me remove this Eureka client service UI. Okay, now cloud looks clean. Run it. Gateway should be started in 500. Predicate saying this only this link when it hits it should go to this one and no extensions mentioned. This URL is running. Okay, here get all products. Okay, so after URL change it is need not restarted. If we add DevTools automatically it must be restarted. Okay, let's run product service again and check product service is running fine. Run gateway as well. Now just in place of product service port, let me use gateway port. Okay, product service slash products. Server port is under 500. Let me use, guys, if you are not speaking, go to mute. Just a minute. Let me use this under predicate, okay? Uh, path slash products star up to endpoint URL I'm giving, map to this local host. Rajshekhar, can you please go on mute? Yeah, thank you. So let me restart it again and see. Directly working fine. Oh, 9091 port, how? Actually, since we are trying with the wrong port number, it has taken default port 9091. What happened to the port which I given here? Formatted. Uh-huh. Actually, this port we are trying 500. Instead of this port, I don't know why it is picking up 9091 port. It is running on 9091 or not JT. Native web server. This must be using for gateway. Must be your gateway started on NetT, a default dependency. Okay. Yeah, we will explore that. Okay. Yeah, it is unable to get it, but yeah, there should be results. Okay, we will see that, but let's see why it is picking up that port. I didn't get it. Let me clean this project. Maven install. Target release level. JDK 11 on 8 is using. Okay. Okay. Let me at least update the Maven project and run. Okay. Yeah. No, this is not latest version actually. It is running on version 2 something already in use. Okay. Version 2.x, not 3. Not for the gateway, added for our service application. Gateway is running in 2.6 actually. You may use the latest version. Uh, yeah. I'll see why it is going to 9091. Still not getting somewhere. Yeah, Rashekar, it is from your end. I don't have control. Yeah, Rashekar. So just keep it on mute. Thank you. Okay, server dot port. Default gateway port number it is using 9091. SMS gateway. At least now. Come on. Still no problem with 809091. But uh, okay, I'll see that. Okay, but okay for now, time being, go with 9091. It is using 9091, the default port for the API gateway. Just assume this port only it is using. When you see your request here, instead of calling your direct service, we made call to 9091. Okay, so this is the default gateway port number. So via that gateway, we are redirecting the request. Now you met. trying your predictions here. Yeah, let me try to put this slash get all products, and you try to call product service. So let's restart the gateway. Now the expectation is 9091 slash product service should able to fetch the products data, product service up to get all products we have here. It should be actually. It should be, but yeah. Without the star it is not accepted. So if any extensions if you are putting that extensions it is expecting. This one? Yeah. So slash get all products. Okay, product service is running. Must not empty. Uh, yeah, this one should be mapped to this directly up to here. We are telling if this one comes, pick up to here. Along with this, there is some extension should come, right? That extension, it should accept product service slash something get all products. Not only product service, right? Along with it, we are calling get all products as well. Get all products. It is not getting till here, or is it slash machine? Internally, if it can give some log, we can see. No luck. all products is working. Product service. Yeah, though you have all the give up to host or complete host also, it is not really worrying. When you pass this URL, then only it is accepted. The complete path. That means you need to give exact path here, and you need to give your host up to host URL. This is enough. I'm not sure about it. Okay. Routes of ID for URI not given again. Under predicates again given. You may check it. Okay, what it means. Yeah. Now any services, right? Any number of services we can configure here. Same ID, URI, multiple applications, and with their respective predicates, you can put them here. Do I need to configure from route? How it was before? Show team local history. Okay. ID, URI, and predicates. Multiple maker simplistic map keys need to be followed by the map values, characters, tabs. Something. This is the pattern. It is creating issue. So this is the earlier configuration. Same ID, URI, predicates, ID, URI, predicates, path. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you can create one more application also that you can map here. Let's say 9092 as we created admin service on a customer service we have, right? If you create a customer's controller there, where is this product service? Yeah. Let's see. Just rename it products to customer controller. When someone requests customer service slash customers, get all customers. Customer properties, maybe let me send only one property. Okay, we can change properties and add different. Yeah, customer one, customer, and this is running in port 9080. Customer service slash get all customers 9080. Okay, so it is giving, consider this is customers data, giving all customers, map this one as well in the gateway. 9080. So here this is having customer service as a route, some unique ID name you can give here, customer service. Now try to access it via gateway. Let me restart the gateway. Okay, so now instead of 9080, if I map to 9091, yeah, so it is able to bring customers data also. So using 9091 gateway URL itself, we are able to access customer service as well as product service. So a single point of URL we have reference for products and as well as for customers. So while sharing URL, we can share this URL to the end users. So just they will put, if they want customer service, they will call customer service. If they want product service, they will call product service. Both will be routed to their own different services from single gateway. So that we can hide actually host and ports, and whenever version changes and all, I mean we need not to worry about them. But URL changes, I'm thinking if URL gets changed there, somehow that need to be configured here. So maybe we can try that as well. A different URL can be mapped. It is not working. If we pass the same path, then it is able to route here. Maybe you can try with the different path configurations. Will they map to your URI? I mean, can you able to mask your actual URI, complete URI here? You may try. Coming to filter, when you see here, right? Via gateway, if I request for products, I'm seeing a log statement here, global free filter executed. From filter, logging filter, I'm getting this log. So if you go to logging filter, pre-filter statement and post-filter statement executed here. So pre-filter statement will be executed before your request. The post-filter will be executed after your request execution. So here it will redirect to your actual service from gateway. If you run it in debug mode, you can clearly see after this statement, from here it will go to your service. Once after execution of your service, the response will be getting back here. So this is a kind of any response, mono of void, any response. It can be a void response, it can be an object, anything will be given in this wrapper, and it will be returned to basic call, whichever call you made. Mhm. Yeah, logs we are recording here. So if this log, yeah, this is log for J only. Yeah, this is log for J only. So just now, when you have product service and customer service in their own host, and if you give access to them, there is no single point of logging. But if you see here for customer or product, for any request as that is going via gateway, this filter is executing every time. It will be executed for your, that is like a simple filter chain object. So this do filter or chain dot filter method giving this mono response. Mono to indicate when request handling is completed, it will return it. Basically, whatever response you send from there, that will be wrapped into this mono. It is something like your object. Object is parent to all the responses, right? It is similar to that. Maybe you can go to this mono and see its implementation, what all it can hold. So any response it will give back, nothing it will uh, wrap additionally. Just as it is, your response will be given back. Yeah. So this is your, yeah, this is your next. This filter chain basically will identify what filters still we have. Chain dot filter when it execute, right? This chain knows that still if there is any one more filter in application or not, it will verify. Like logging filter, let's say if you have implemented one more filter, something security global filter, and if you have some security code here, What it basically does here, after execution of logging filter, filter chain will explain there is another filter also, execute it. Filter chain is holding, the next chain of objects need to be executed. If there is no filter, then the request will be go. See, when you call chain dot filter, it should execute actual request, right? When actual request it will execute if there is no filter. Still, if there are filters, this chain will execute the next filter. And this is the object, exchange object, which we need to send to the server. All the request is wrapped in it, your request, and this is your response. Yes, yeah. Maybe you can debug this and see what is holding here. Yeah, yeah, via gateway only we go. So gateway starting in debug mode now. Let's hit gateway, customer service gateway. So the request came here. Okay. Now in exchange object, what you have, see attributes, form data, check your request. You can see your request URL, connection type. Maybe, yeah, yeah, correct. So from this object, you can find your request, the complete information. You can consider like a request object. This is filter chain object. So how many filters we have still, that filters information it will give. If you see here, it is holding filters information, gateway filter. What are all filters we have? Ordered gateway filter, ordered gateway filter. So chain of filters information it will have. So your filters will be taken care by this object. So it came here. What next? It is a logging filter. Is it executed already, security filter or not? Security filter is not yet executed. So okay. Once you can terminate, or you can return from here itself. If you are not calling this filter chain dot filter method, it will not go anywhere. From here you can terminate. It is security filter. You can return some validation object here. You can return a validation object. So when you return something, it will break, right? Next logic it will not execute. It will terminate by here itself. Okay. Anyway, we'll try to apply security there with OAuth and all, and we'll see. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see with the Eureka, and again these gateways we configure and try it. Gateway with Eureka and yeah. Netty is used by your gateway implementation. Eureka must be using Netty. Try to explore it why they are using Netty server in this gateway. Gateway is having that dependency. Load balancing. Yeah. So when you have application running in one single host, if it is not able to balance the load, when there are multiple number of requests increases, if server is not capable to handle that many, you may route to the next available service. Switching, like a switch, it will work. Okay. Yeah. That we will see. We'll explain architecture and give you an example. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. By this evening, I'll upload. Okay. Which one? 91, 1991. Yeah, yeah. We'll see that. Okay. Actually, it should work the port whichever we assign. Something, something is going wrong here. I'll check it. Okay. The default port it is using, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow.